Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, this is Jared A. Brown. I'm the host of the Warriors Quest show. So, man, I'm excited to go live tonight. All right, if you're new to the show, all right, the Warriors Quest show, what we do is we spotlight a chronic disease warrior every single week. All right, when we spotlight their need, it's generally for a living donor. And we give them as much spotlight as possible, get their story out to the masses so that we can help them find a living donor. So if you're new to the channel, please smash that subscribe button, click share so we can get this out there to more people. All right. So, and if you're not new, thanks for tuning in. All right. So I had that Jim Myers. Thanks for tuning in briefly, and thanks for your comment. I intended to have this go on Restream, but I had to do this on StreamYard, so I apologize for any confusion. If you're tuning in now, all right, please comment. Let me know that you're watching live. Give me a comment like, I see you, Jared. Or something like, what's going on, Jared? How are you? Something like that. Hope everybody is having a very good start to the new year. All right. So this week, I've got a guest, all right, that was sent to me via a recommendation and referral from Steve Belcher. And this young lady is originally from Sierra Leone, and hopefully I'm saying that correctly. All right. And so I'm going to show a little bit of a photo here. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. So Sierra Leone. All right. So it is a country in Africa. As you can see from the little map that I have here, it's it's near Guinea and Liberia. So that's a picture right there on Google, So find Google if you want to look at it more directly. It's on the it's just on the coast, it's basically just bordering the coast of the sea there. And what we have here is a picture. It's Kadijatu Bah is her name. And she's living in New York, but she's originally from Sierra Leone. All right. And from what I've gathered and what I've understood from Sierra Leone is that English is widely spoken there. So what helps me, if you would, to help boost the views from this YouTube video that I'll be streaming, is that if you do feel inspired, she is in need of a living kidney donor, dire need. Okay, is that people who are have kidney disease, as you may already know, it may take up to 5 years. Thanks for your comment, Kim. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your comment. Thanks, Kim. And thanks, Jonathan. Hello, Jonathan. So as many of you know, when you have kidney disease, it may take 5 to 7 years on an average, and sometimes longer, all right, on the transplant list. And in that 5 to 7 year period, all right, you're not guaranteed that that your health is good. All right. On a daily basis, we have 13 to 14 people who have kidney disease that pass away. And so there's a lot of stress that dialysis puts on our cardiovascular system. People can have heart issues. And so it's if you feel inspired enough to help me get more views so that I could get her information out to more people, then please look at my Cash App. My Cash App is I'm going to put it's not showing very well here. So let me take off the ticker. There we go. So there's the barcode. Also, you can go to my personal Facebook feed or the Warriors Quest Show Facebook page and find this. And if you consider donating to my Cash App, it will go directly to boosting the views on my YouTube channel so that I can get her information out to more people. Anyway, again, I do this for volunteer work. You don't have to donate. You don't have to help me get more views. But if you feel like donating, please do, and that helps me help her, and it helps her chances if we can get her more views to finding a living kidney donor. So thank you. Anyway, so I'm going to bring her on, you guys. Thanks again for sharing, Jonathan Traylor, for sharing the link or sharing the link to from YouTube. Kim Lewis, yeah, it took you 5 years to get a kidney transplant. That's the average, depending upon which hospital you go to. But then again, even during that 5 years, I'm sure, Kim, that your quality of life wasn't great, and you could have probably attest to that. And that's why we want to speed up the chances for everyone that I can come in contact. I want to help everybody in the kidney disease community, and I want to speed up their chances. The paired exchange program is widely used. So even if you're not the same blood type, the paired exchange program, you can donate, and the hospital has different partnerships with different organizations, and they'll find somebody who is the right blood type, and she'll get a voucher. And it speeds up her chances. It may be 2 weeks, it may be a month, but generally it's within about 6 months that speeds up her chances of getting a kidney with the paired exchange program. It works. I'm going to bring her on. So here we go, people. All right. Originally from Sierra Leone, and we'll hear more information about her life and about her story when I bring her on. So I'm going to take off the overlay here of the map and the picture in the corner. While I'm doing that, I'm going to bring her on. There's a very short VIP intro, of course. And when she comes on, please give her a very, very warm Warriors Quest Show welcome. I want us to flood the comments with welcome. Flood the comments with questions, with words of encouragement. Let's get her story out there. All right, here we go. VIP intro. You got it. You know how we do. You know how we do. VIP. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice. Thanks, Kim, for welcoming her. So I'm so excited we finally did this. We had some issues, and so we're starting a little bit late. And so that's why my that's why my homeboy here, Philip, saying, "Hey, I found you," because we started late. We were supposed to start earlier, of course, but thanks for tuning in, Philip. So Kadijatu, tell me a little bit about your story. I was, you know, somebody referred me and got us connected. Steve Belcher, who was on a Zoom call with somebody, and I uh, I wanted to get your story out there, and I didn't understand originally that you're from Sierra Leone until you told me, and so this made it a lot more interesting because initially I thought Sierra Leone, okay, maybe this is just a city somewhere in the United States, but when I started Googling it, it was a lot more. So tell me a little bit about, you know, where, tell me a little bit about your country. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing, and then we can get to your story about, kidney disease, okay?
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Kadijatu Bah. I was born and raised in Sierra Leone. I've been here for quite a bit. Um, I found out I have kidney disease when I was pregnant with my daughter, which is almost 20 years ago. I mean, everything has been going well, except for the last year when they told me I have to be on dialysis because my GFR is going down. So I've been on dialysis for a year and some month.
Uh-huh.
And it's not been an easy journey. As everyone know, dialysis is his lifeline. It's not a way to live. I mean, it has a lot of tumble and obstacle, and it's a whole lot.
I've been interviewing disease patients, kidney warriors, as I like to say, because you battle for your life every day, for almost 3 years now, and every story is a little bit different. But the one thing that they all have in common, every single person that I interview, is that their life dramatically changed. That's the one
Yes.
thing that every person has in common that I interview. So when you found out 20 years ago that you had kidney disease, did the doctor think you had it because of diabetes or high blood pressure, or what was maybe something that they thought led to it?
Actually, because I was way younger, and I was pregnant when they found it, so they think it's a pregnancy induced.
Okay. Okay.
So I had to have my daughter preemie because they thought it was the pregnancy. But after the pregnancy is a spill protein in the urine.
Right. Okay.
So
Okay.
it increased instead of decreased. So they determined it's not the pregnancy, it's a kidney disease.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so I've been seeing the nephrologist ever since then. But you know how they have ranges and numbers.
Right.
So they just put me on AC inhibitors
Okay. All right.
to slow the progression of the protein. But you know, over time, it still
Sure.
progresses.
Right. Right. Okay. I follow
Yeah,
you.
so yeah.
All right. So it was 20 years ago with your pregnancy, but um, what kind of dialysis are you doing right now? Is it in center with hemodialysis or peritoneal dialysis?
Right now, I'm doing peritoneal dialysis nine
Gotcha.
hours every day.
Okay.
Yeah, at night.
All right.
Yeah.
Good for you. Many people that choose to do that. Many of them that I've interviewed, people that are probably watching today. I know that Jonathan Traylor at one point was on peritoneal, and then he's also done home dialysis, or I mean hemodialysis in center. Kim Lewis, if you're still watching, let me know what kind of dialysis you did, and if when you do peritoneal dialysis, many of the people that I've interviewed, they state that they feel more refreshed because they're doing it every day versus, 3 days a week, like in center. Um, how does it make you feel, and what are the things that you do like about peritoneal dialysis?
Um, the thing I like about it is because I can do it at home in the
Okay.
comfort of my house. I don't have to go to any center, and I can choose the time I can do it. I just have to do it every day. But so far as making me refresh, I don't see it
Okay.
because I'm always tired, nausea and vomiting, hemoglobin fluctuating. I mean, I can go cramping of the leg, sleepless nights. I can go on and on.
All right. No, I want you to go on and on because this is why
Yeah.
we want to paint the picture. Many people, Philip and Jonathan, maybe even Kim Lewis, Joe Ellen McFall. I want to give a shout out to her, Joe Ellen McFall Knight. She's a loyal supporter. Thanks for your comments. She always comments, and I appreciate that. Many of these people that are watching know what you mean. However, people that aren't familiar with kidney disease, all right, and those are the people we want to reach out to. We want to reach people, someone who wants to donate and someone who's inspired to donate. We want to kind of give them a sliver, just a you know, they can't totally understand what you're going through because they don't have kidney disease. But if we can help them understand a little bit more about how it makes you feel, then people are more inspired to become a living donor if they understand what the disease, how it makes you feel. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes. And so it sounds like you're getting a lot of the things that I've heard other people talk about. So insomnia,
Yeah.
vomiting,
Mm-hmm.
cramping, which what I hear is very, very painful.
You wake you up from your sleep.
Yes, that's
Oh,
what I
yes.
hear. Yeah. What about like things like headaches? Can you
You
tell me
get
a little bit more?
Yeah, you get headaches, especially if your blood pressure is high.
Uh-huh.
You get bouncing headache. I mean, I don't even know. You don't even feel, it's like walking zombie some days. You don't
Yes.
even know. You don't even know you're just here. Sometimes you wish you can be gone.
Yeah, I've heard this from Jonathan and other people that are watching right now. If you can relate to what she's talking about, drop a comment because
Yeah.
I've heard from many people that they feel like a zombie from The Walking Dead because before they do dialysis, they feel fatigued, and
Yep.
then after dialysis, sometimes they're wiped out, and they
Mm.
feel like um, they just feel tired as well. So,
And for me, when I connect in the night, my heart race.
okay, all right.
Like I can literally feel my heart, and sometimes even with the insomnia, it make me not sleep because it's beat boo, 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 boo,
Because
boo,
you
boo,
feel
boo,
the
boo, boo.
vibration.
Yeah, I can feel it. So it's I don't wish anybody to go through what I'm going through now.
Yeah. Well,
It's terrible.
Jonathan had a comment here, and I think his question is geared towards Sierra Leone. S-
Hmm.
is it known commonly for where diamonds come from, or
Yeah, people do get some from there.
interesting? Okay.
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah.
And how long have you been in the United States?
Almost 25 plus years.
All right. You're one of us. You're one of us. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, indeed, I am.
And do you have a lot of family still there in Sierra Leone?
Yeah, because we have large family, extended family.
Okay, all right. And so how often do you talk to them? With a lot of the, whether it's using different devices to video chat, whether it's Skype or Facebook or
Mm.
Snapchat, how are you able to video chat with them?
Well, right now with WhatsApp,
What's up? Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
make communication very easy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I have an identical twin brother, and he lives out of the country. He lives in Abu Dhabi, which is in the UAE, and so we have to communicate in a lot of ways, like whether with messaging with WhatsApp or and some other apps like that. Yes. So I want to shout out to I'm going to shout out to Stephen Lopez. Thanks for watching, Stephen Lopez.
Love you
Um,
guys too.
yeah, he's saying love you, and he's saying that he hopes that we find a donor for you. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Yeah, very
Appreciate
nice.
it.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in and getting the word out there about my homegirl here. She's looking for a kidney donor. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. So tell me, man, I'm again, Sierra Leone is something new to me. I've never, I'm not very familiar with it, and so um, what what do you most like about the United States that is not in Sierra Leone?
Ooh, every country have its challenges, is um I mean, for right now, I've lived here.
Almost more than you did back then, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I consider here as home.
Uh-huh.
I can't really remember much, but I believe there is a lot of opportunities here, and good medical help.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. So.
All right. We'll get back to that. But just on a side note, like, for example, I lived in Germany for 2 years. I said that offline, that I speak German. And one of the things that is different is that Germans, they don't like peanut butter.
Mm.
They and they find root beer. It's another weird thing to them is root beer. Root beer and peanut butter are two things that they just don't understand that we Americans have. So, is there anything like that maybe is strange to maybe any of your natives, anybody from Sierra Leone, or is it pretty much they like a lot of stuff that we like here?
Yeah, pretty much, we have our own typical foods
Uh-huh.
that is different from you guys from here, but it's available to us. And so when we come here, we still continue that instead of changing what we used to eat and eating, the food that we made here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll get back to dialysis. So Kim is saying that when she had done hemodialysis 3 times a week for 3.5 hours, her clearance was good. They took it down to 3.1 hours. Went a seminar, and they said it was not good for your body to do less time. So, so the there are different options for different people, and that's what I love about our newer technology now is that we have so many more options, different options than we had before.
Yeah.
And so now with home dialysis you can do home hemo, and then of course peritoneal dialysis like you, where you have it's connected to the catheter, the P
Hmm.
catheter. So is your type of peritoneal dialysis, is it the one that refills automatically, or does it dwell and you have to, which one is it?
It dwells.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It fills and then it dwells and then it drain and then it fills because I do 5 cycle.
Okay. All right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm familiar with that a little bit.
Hmm.
And and so with the vibrations that keeps you awake, but um how is it like in regards to noise? Is it somewhat peaceful, or does it make noises too, the machine?
It do make noise, but I guess with time or how tired you are, and like I told you, you get insomnia. So from insomnia for 3 days, by the fourth day, I'm sure you don't hear it because you are tired.
Right, right.
But it do makes noise, if you lay on it, if it kings, anything
Uh-huh.
is very sensitive. And the light, stays on. Sometimes I like to sleep in the dark. So it's a lot of inconvenience that come with it, but you don't have no choice.
Right. You don't have a whole lot of choices.
Yeah.
With the peritoneal dialysis, of course, the big concern is making sure that your environment is clean.
Yeah.
What type of room have you set aside or designated? Is it your bedroom or is it
It's the bedroom because the
Mm-hmm.
cord cannot even come down to the living room.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So it's only from the bed to the restroom,
Okay.
pretty much. So once you connect, you have to stay in one place
Right.
because they don't have extension for the patient line. So once you connect, you have to stay still.
Right. You've got to be as still as possible, right?
Yeah, you can only go to the bathroom and come back and lay down. And sometimes, like I say, you can't sleep. It's always one thing or the other.
Yeah, one thing or the other is right because you battle every day, and if it's not insomnia, then another day
It's
it might be more
cramping.
of cramping or
Hmm.
you're going to battle fatigue every day. So
Yeah,
that's aptly put. It's not if it's not one thing or it's another, a headache. Yeah. So with peritoneal dialysis, the other concern, of course, is trying to make sure that it's as clean as possible so that you don't get peritonitis, exactly,
yeah.
infection.
Hmm.
Have you ever battled with that? Have you ever had that before?
Actually, the shower head, we have to treat it every week.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So because since I started, I haven't gone anywhere. I decided to go for just the weekend. And I believe because the shower head wasn't treated in the hotel, so I got it.
Okay. And when you say the weekend, you don't mean the singer The Weekend from Canada, right?
No, no, I just decided to go for the weekend, just Friday and Saturday. And
Okay.
I believe the shower head wasn't treated.
Uh-huh.
And when I shower from there, when I came back, I have infection.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so is the cleaning is very important.
It
Any
is.
little thing, I
Yes.
mean, that people take for granted is a big deal.
It, peritonitis is no joke. It's no
Oh
joke.
yes, it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah,
And so I'm glad that you're taking that seriously, and I'm glad to hear that you've got a sterile environment and that you're doing your best. It's
yeah.
awesome. So with the PD, the peritoneal dialysis, is that something that you do yourself, totally alone, or do you have a care partner, a spouse, or some sort of person that also helps you with that?
Well, you can do it alone because all you gotta do is set the machine, and then after the machine set, you connect.
Mm-hmm.
But my son helps me out. My
Okay.
husband and my son, they help me out setting the machine and bringing the stuff up because the supply goes in the
Yes.
basement
That was
and
going to be my next question. Yeah,
it's
because
very heavy.
oh my gosh, yeah. So
Yeah,
um that not only do you have to have a room designated for
a
the
lot of supply.
dialysis machine, but you've got to have a room designated for the supplies and equipment. And in some
Yeah.
cases, that's stacked full. I've seen photos of
Hmm.
people stacking
Oh yeah.
boxes. So if anybody else is watching right now who's ever done peritoneal dialysis, like Jonathan Trailer or anybody else, let me know in the comments section, how your room looked with stacks of boxes from that. So do you get
My
it shipped to you like once a month?
Yeah, once a month. My basements have all the supply, but still my room look like a hospital.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So, and then you do it on your own, and it sounds like you do have family that's close by, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So how with you going through the physical problems of cramping, headaches, vomiting, and these other things, one of the things that many people that aren't connected to kidney disease don't hear about is that most of the time a lot of the people whom I've interviewed, the biggest issue is Kadijatu is the emotional duress. The emotional duress sometimes is more overpowering to them than the physical issues. Because I had mentioned before that when that the disease turns your life dramatically around,
Yeah.
and when this happens, it can sometimes be literally an emotional roller coaster. How has that been for you?
It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. Like I told you, some days you just want to exit
Mm-hmm.
because it's really not easy. You don't sleep, you don't eat right, you always throwing up, your blood pressure is always on the roof, the
Wow.
pain, and it's just too much for one person.
Wow. Thank you for being candid with me, expressing yourself freely. I can only imagine your journey and how difficult this might be for you.
Yeah.
So, with and I could tell that's that this is a lot of weight, so to speak, on your shoulders.
Yeah.
How instrumental, how important has it been for you to have your family directly involved as a support system?
It's very important because some days, I mean, you can sit down and cry all day unless you have somebody that keep telling you it's gonna
Keep
be
going.
okay, it's
Right.
not that bad. Some days you don't even have appetite to eat, unless you have somebody that encourage you to eat. You gotta do this, you gotta do this. But it's really a mental torture,
Now,
very depressing.
it, I've I've heard others say the same thing. In fact, I've I've interviewed people with lupus, with kidney disease, sickle cell, and other chronic diseases, and sometimes, and again, I don't have kidney disease and I don't have lupus, but the multiple people that I've interviewed, I've been given just a little bit of a lens, where I can see it through their eyes a little bit. And one of the things that they get tired of hearing from people is that it's just going to be okay. And I get it that it's easy to say that because you want to encourage people, but can it be very difficult to hear that when day in, day out, it's not okay?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Every day my husband tell me that. I say, I wish we could switch for 1 minute.
Uh-huh.
I
Switch
mean,
places. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I've been since I started dialysis all along, I mean, life has been so good. But since if you have kidney problem, as long as you don't start dialysis, you don't really know the effect of it.
Right.
But once you start dialysis, you will see that your life is never the same. You like a total new person with always something hurting,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not fun at all.
I appreciate your candor. I appreciate you being direct with me about how it's affecting you directly. So Kim Lewis right here, she's saying that it didn't break her down physically, but mentally it was overwhelming, and I had to see a counselor. So Kim, thank you for saying that, because I think that the more we talk about this, the better we are, because it's important that people do see somebody, a counselor. And if you don't go see a counselor, then see, speak with your spouse, speak with, somebody, speak with a church person,
You
speak
have
with
to.
somebody. You know what I mean? You've got to talk
Mhm.
about
Yeah,
it.
you have to.
You do, yeah.
If not, you're gonna drain.
Yes. Yes. And, Stephen Lopez is saying right here that your story is so powerful. God is with you. God will give you strength through your faith that you have light. You are beautiful inside and out. My family prays
Thank
for
you.
your strength and for you to endure your struggle. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Even Jonathan right here saying, continue to pray and believe that it can happen for you. Never give up. And Jonathan knows what you're going through. Jonathan
Yeah.
Trailer, he's a good friend of mine, and so is Stephen Lopez. And Jonathan Trailer is a kidney transplant recipient, and he went through a near death experience when he found out he had kidney disease, and it was a rude awakening for him. And um, I had him on the Warriors Quest show, uh, Jonathan Trailer, and probably 2 weeks after I had him on my show, he got a kidney transplant. Jonathan Trailer did. Yeah.
Wow.
And it wasn't directly because of my show, but somebody that knew he was looking for a kidney donor had a loved one who was about to pass away, and they asked him if he would take their loved one's kidney that was about, that person that was about to pass away. And so it can happen, um, it can. And even my daughter is watching things. My sweet daughter Soraya is watching. This is my daughter. So shout out to my daughter Soraya. She says, many prayers, Caddy. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for watching, Soraya. I appreciate your support. Wonderful comments from people tonight. Kim Lewis, of course, because like you said, people don't understand unless they've been through it, and they don't. They don't totally understand, and I don't completely 100% understand. I just have just a smidgen. And when I say smidgen, I mean just a hint, because of the amount of people I've interviewed. Almost 3 years now I've been interviewing people, and I get inspired by each person. I'm inspired by you tonight. I know
Thank
that
you.
Stephen Lopez is inspired. I know that my daughter is inspired by you, Kim is, and many people are. And when I get inspired, then I act on inspiration.
Thank
And
you.
so my request is that if other people that have been inspired like me and like other people that are watching, if you can't donate to her, then please donate a share. Smash that share button. All right. Sometimes it looks like an arrow, depends on which device you're on, but hit that share button and donate a share so that we can get her story out there. And if so willing, if you'd like to donate to me, I can get more views if you donate to me directly. And I'll be happy when you donate to my Cash App. I will donate views. I will boost this video and get more views so that I can broadcast and get more views to this YouTube video so that I can get her more attention. And so anyway, so much support tonight. I welcome the comments. Please continue commenting. All right. That's how algorithm works, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, whichever algorithm on whatever platform you're on. It works better if we continue to comment, leave a comment, share. All right. And let's keep this going and just light a fire on this video and make it literally viral. No pun intended. We're in a pandemic, but let's. Kim Lewis right here is saying, yes, keep the faith. I received a live kidney from someone who donated a kidney to a family who couldn't any longer receive a transplant. Wow, God is magnificent. That's great to hear, Kim. Um, Transplant recipient right here, Kim Lewis. That is absolutely beautiful. The other thing I wanted to broadcast, and I'm a little ill prepared, but somebody reached out to me. So Kadijatu, I get people that reach out to me. Some people that they've been on my show, they reach out to me, and some people they reach out to me because they know what I do in the kidney disease community, right? Well, somebody reached out to me. Her name is Lakeisha. Lakeisha Hollenquest is her name. And she just recently received a kidney transplant as well. She was on the transplant list from a deceased donor angel. And so, these things are happening. And then, people will reach out to me, and she sent me a message on Facebook Messenger to let me know about it. And it makes my day. It literally puts a smile on my face when I get that message from people. And so there's a smile on my face to know that Kim Lewis has become a kidney transplant recipient, because it means that her life has been extended. Not only is her life extended, but her quality of life is so much better. And so that's what we want for you directly, is for you to have a better quality of life. Because when you were speaking to me and speaking frankly, where you got emotional, all right, it's a physical drain on you, but it's also emotionally draining. And we want you to smile. I want you to smile. I want you to know that that you're a child of God, and I know that he wants you to have a light. I want you to have such an aura, that people see you and know that this is somebody who's powerful. And it's hard to have that when you have such a burden, such a weight on your shoulders. I want you to be happy, and I want you to have a better quality of life. I know these people that are watching tonight, they want it as well. I want it badly. Philip here, he says, Caddy, you have a whole other family, your transplant family, the kidney disease community, as well as what's here with you. And just wanted you to know the transplant community is a family, and we love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
How does that make you feel with the comments and people responding tonight? These are people in the transplant community that have gone through either what you're going through or are currently going through it.
It make me feel good, and I appreciate every one of them. I love them too.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I've heard often, and it's true, I can't deny it, is that I don't know completely what you're going through, and that's true because I don't have kidney disease myself. My sister-in-law, she is from Ethiopia originally, my sister-in-law, and she has kidney disease. And so I've seen her go through it, and I've interviewed people on a weekly basis for almost 3 years. And so I'm just a sliver of an understanding. However, when you have people that are commenting right now, like Joellen McFall Knight and Philip from A Second Chance and Jonathan Trailer, even my daughter who is watching, and Stephen Lopez, many people with comments that they love you and that they want to give you hope and encouragement. Many of these people, they have gone through what you're going through. They're transplant recipients. And when that happens, you now have somebody who's been through the trenches, so to speak. Someone who does completely understand with 100%. It's not the same story because everybody reacts to it differently. Everybody has different personalities, pain tolerances, all sorts of different things that makes your individual experience different, but they have a greater understanding and they're pulling for you. That makes me happy. And I want us to flood the comments with more words of encouragement. My homegirl here is being frank, and she's broken down emotionally. She shed some tears, and it's inspired me to help her. And I hope that it's inspiring anybody who's watching to help her as well. So please continue to put comments in the comment section. Leave a comment, drop a comment, and click the share button. Let's get this information out there, okay? So right now, what I want to do is I want to I want to endear to the person who might be listening who is a potential living donor. Because we've talked about the insomnia, how your heart races. We've talked about, of course, other things that you vomit. We've talked about your headaches, and we've talked about the emotional, and they can see it. I can see it, how there's a lot of weight on your shoulders right now. How happy, how blissful, if you could kind of talk about how it would change your life if someone were to donate, what would you envision your life, how it would be, and how it would change it?
Well, you already said it. It will give me a quality of life. I will have chance to take care of my kids. I'll travel more, and I'm also a registered nurse. Continue to help people more and live a normal life like everybody else.
Give you more normalcy. Mm-hmm. And you talked about your children. How many children do you have?
3.
Okay. And how old are they? Are they in their 20s, or are they
Yeah,
in the teens? Or
20s, 19 and 16.
okay, okay. And so family is so important. Family is so important to me as well, and I know that a lot of cases from the people whom I've interviewed, they're one of their very main reasons, sometimes their number one reason why they want to continue to live, even though
It's
this disease is overpowering um, emotionally for them, that they have days in which they don't want to live, is they do want to continue because of their family, their kids and their mothers, their fathers, and their uncles and aunts, and so on and so forth. Um, what what kind of happiness do you think it would give them to see that you have a better quality of life? What kind of smiles would it put on their faces?
I mean, it will make them really happy to see the person they used to see before all of this started. Very outgoing, very energetic, always on the move, you know,
Mm-hmm.
no pain, yeah, no insomnia.
So even though you do a home dialysis, which is gives you more control, as you put it, you feel like you can do it on your terms, and it does give you a little bit more control. There are still some limits, though. Is that
Hmm.
if you want to travel, you can't just up and go. You have to plan for your supplies. You
Yeah,
talked you you. I wish I could show some photos of some of these rooms stocked full of these boxes, so that I could eh, you know show these photos so that people would understand. But um, you do have more control, and yes, you can take the machine with you, but it's not that easy. It's easier than someone who goes to in center, because then they have to plan ahead if they go on vacation and talk to the dialysis clinic in some other city. But you still have to pack your machine, and that's not easy to do. And so, you're what you go through, kind of has a you have to always arrange your day around what's going on, right?
yes. And the machine don't go everywhere.
It doesn't. It is, it's,
Mm.
you know, uh, it doesn't go everywhere. And I know that some people will, they can, they're I've heard of stories where people will take it on vacation and they'll take it to their hotel rooms and so on and so forth. But it's not that easy to do, and
Mm-mm.
it's not that easy. But
Very inconvenient.
yes, and not only that, but the inconvenience is not only with the machine, but with the way you feel is also a thing that tends to put your schedule out of whack. Or if someone wants to get together with you, your children or maybe a friend or a family member, it's hard to schedule that because you may say yes at the moment, but you may not feel well when you have to go meet them, and
Yeah,
this is something that you battle with every day. And
every day.
you do. You're a kidney warrior through and through, and you've got your boxing gloves on, so to speak, and you battle every day. And so my heart goes out to you. Honestly, is that I can sense again that you've got a lot of weight on your shoulders, and if I can, for the rest of the show, one of the things that I'd like to do is, even though we've talked about some of the things that you endure, we've talked about some things that aren't very much fun. The insomnia, the cramping, the headaches, and we've talked about the dialysis machine, how it's problematic to go on vacation, and we've talked about some things that aren't that desirable. However, for the rest of the show, what I'd like to do is I want to give you hope. Now, what I want to do is I want to build you up, okay? This is the part that I enjoy most of all. Now, it's not so much fun to talk about the stuff that's bad, but I only do it because I want the people who don't know about kidney disease, the potential living donors, it's important for them to understand what you go through. And so I appreciate you being honest about how it makes you feel directly, so that if anybody's watching who is a potential living donor, they can get inspired to help you. But for the rest of the show, thank you, Lisa. Lisa, thanks for watching, and thanks for
Thank
giving
you.
encouragement to our special guest here. Because as you can see, for the rest of the show, because I've talked about some things that aren't that enjoyable, and she's been emotional. And for the rest of the show, I want to try to make her smile. So please continue to give her words of encouragement and give her as much support as possible. Thank you, Joe Ellen. So the good news is that we've got a lot of people, as you already know from the comments, that are encouraging you. They're watching this. And there will be many people, hundreds of people, that will watch this after it's live. And it's going to be replayed, and it's going to be shared. It's going to go to different Facebook groups. It's going to go to Twitter, and maybe even a link shared in a text message or WhatsApp message, whatever, right? And it's going to be, it's going to be shareable. So that's where I ask for the help of the people that are watching, is to continue to share this, because we have an opportunity to help this lovely woman. Okay. My special guest here, who's feeling so much weight on her shoulders, and we want to give her hope. So for the rest of this, for about the next 5 or 6 minutes or so, every comment is going to be directed towards giving her hope. So please drop your hope comments. Drop comments of positivity. There we go. Stay positive. We are all here for you. Bernadette.
Thank you.
Bernadette is not far away from you. Or not far away from me. I live in the state of Utah, so I'm far away from you. But Bernadette is somewhat close to me. She's in Idaho, so we're in neighboring states. And her transplant hospital, Bernadette is in need of a kidney donor currently, and her transplant hospital is in Salt Lake City, Utah, my home state, the University of Utah. And so I'm hoping and praying that Bernadette also has some good fortune her way. Thanks for giving your positive comments towards my special guest here, Kadijatu. And Don Kurkowski, shout out to Don here. love. Mad respect
Thank you.
to Don Kurkowski. So, Don Kurkowski, okay, speaking of something very positive, is a kidney transplant recipient of 20 plus years. She's had a kidney transplant for over 20 years now. I'm so excited that she's
Thank
watching.
you.
Don, thank you for giving positive energy towards Kadijatu. So 21, she says, yes, I knew it was 20 plus years. So, man, I'm very blessed to have these people watching tonight and commenting. And so the rest of the show, I'm going to give you some more hope. So these people are giving you hope. They're going to continue to comment with hopeful, positive messages. But so earlier last year, it's hard for me to say last year because we're still in the very beginning stages of 2022. But in April 28th, 2021, I interviewed Amber Pulver. And in fact, I interviewed Chris, her husband, and Amber at the same time on my show, the Warriors Quest show. And Kadijatu, the message that I have for you is that the interview for this couple, Amber, at the time was doing in center, I believe, home. I don't think it was home dialysis. I think it was in center. I could be mistaken, but she I interviewed this couple, and on April 28th, 2021. And 3 months later, I look at my Facebook feed and I look at a post from Chris, her husband, Chris Pulver. And he had shared a photo, and the photo was of his wife in a hospital bed. So immediately I'm thinking something's wrong. I wonder what's going on, right? And I continue to read the comment from Chris, her husband. And the good news is in this Facebook post, he said that she had just had successful kidney transplant surgery. And so I was elated. I was so happy. And reading further, he stated that after having been on my show, the Warriors Quest show, they had 30 plus applicants, kidney candidates come forward to be a donor for her. And one candidate in particular was a perfect match. And he put in comments, and he put verbally, he put in his comments directly that it was because of the Warriors Quest show, and gave me credit. And I don't want credit because I want praise, but it made me feel so good that somebody watched my show and felt inspired enough to become a living donor for the person on my show. And so that's the hope I want to give you, is I know it can happen because it has happened. I've seen it happen. And the other cool thing is that about a month and a half ago, the person that donated, the living donor that donated to Amber Pulver, he sent me an email directly, and he thanked me for doing what I do. And he sent me an email, and it was like, made me feel so good again, because he, thanked me directly because of what I do, that he felt inspired because of my YouTube video. And so again, I'm not saying this because look at me. It's not because of me. It's because of God. And I'm just an instrument, that's helping this move along. And so what I'm saying to you is that I've seen it happen. I know it can happen for you. All we need to do is we need to share this. We need to set a fire and just continue to click the share button and just click the shiz, so to speak. Hopefully I can say that out of the share button and continue to just make sure that we're giving comments. Like if you comment tomorrow on this YouTube channel, every comment continues to keep this sort of alive, if that makes sense. If we continue to leave comments and we continue to share this, and if anybody wants to donate to my Cash App, I can boost this and get more views so that we can help her as well. Thank you for sharing that, Dawn. Anyway, I wanted to end this by giving you that hope. How does that make you feel that I've given you a glimpse of a success story, a testimonial, so to speak, of what's happened with somebody that's been on my show within the last year? How does that make you feel?
Hopeful.
Yes, it is hopeful because I've seen it happen. I know it can happen. I know it can. So Judy Brady, thank you for tuning in and dropping a comment. She says, God bless you and prayers for you for a
Thank you,
kidney.
Judy.
And thanks to Jared for getting your story out. You're welcome, Judy. It's what I do. I have a strong passion that I'll tell you what, I'm going to be frank with you right now, is that if I didn't do this, I think I'd be failing God. All right. Because I feel like I need to get stories out there. And I feel it's very important to me to get everyone's story out there that I can. But I feel very inspired by your story, your emotional weight on your shoulders, and everything you've been through. I want you to get a kidney badly. I want you to have a
Thank
living
you.
donor come forward.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
And she says, I've seen a few get kidneys after the show. It does happen. You're right, Dawn. I've been directly involved with two. I've helped two people where they've, but even if it doesn't happen because of the show, even though I know it can happen, um, there is something that can happen with creating more hope, because you know that if there's more hope, then our faith gets strengthened, doesn't it? There's something that happens that when we have faith and it's strengthened, that as human beings, we can endure horrible things if we have faith. And when we get hope, our faith is strengthened. And then when we have a whole army like tonight of people behind you, of Don Kurkowski, Kim Lewis, Stephen Lopez, Judy Brady, Lisa Gee, Bernadette, Joe Ellen, man, the list goes on. Philip from A Second Chance, Jonathan Traylor, all these people, my daughter Soraya, all of these people commenting, and the many people that are watching that haven't commented, the whole transplant community and the whole kidney disease community, we are behind you. You've got an army of people behind you. And when you feel that we all are rooting for you, that we want you to succeed, and your faith is strengthened, then hopefully the next day, tomorrow, is a better day. And even if you struggle and the next day is a bad day, watch this video again. And I want you to get more hope. All right?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I will be praying. I will be on my knees and I will be praying sincerely for you to get a living kidney donor soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome. We're putting it out there to the universe, as Don says, and we know that God will answer our prayer.
Amen.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to end the show, but before we do that, there's something that I call, and I'm going to put us a little bit smaller here. Hold on. So it's shout out time. All right. So as you can see, I've got the photo of me in the corner and I've got my headphones on and I'm shouting. Okay. Whom would you like to shout out right now? Your family, any homegirls, friends, neighbors, people at your transplant hospital? Whom would you like to shout out? And I'm going to put you a little bit more solo while you do that, okay?
Shout out to the whole world, please. I'm in dire need of kidney. Somebody help, please, please, for the sake of God, please. Thank you, everybody.
Amen. Amen to that. As the whole world can see, she is very sincere, and I love your sincerity. Um, I, I've been taken in by your sincerity. I know that you've got a lot of sincerity, and you're coming across as very passionate about how you're feeling, and that's inspired me to do more. And I'm going to continue to do what I can. I'll share this. All I ask is that other people do the same thing, and God bless you. I hope that
God bless you too. Thank you so much.
you
I
are so welcome.
appreciate it.
You are so welcome. I'm so glad that we did this so that I could get your story out there. That's strengthened me that we can do that. So please, um, my only small request, okay, it's just a small one, is that if you find out from a living kidney donor that you're going to get a kidney, or if somebody, a deceased donor angel, okay, that your transplant hospital calls you and says it's time, and a deceased donor angel, unfortunately, God bless their soul, when they leave us, has passed away, and you get the call from a deceased donor angel, my only small request is just message me,
Sure.
let me know about it, because what I try to do is, for everybody that's been on my show, and even sometimes for the people that haven't been on my show, I do a live broadcast and I celebrate the people that have gotten a kidney transplant. And I want to do that for you if you let me know. Okay.
I will.
All right. Well, thank you again for coming on the Warriors Quest show. I
Thank you.
May God continue to bless you and your family, and that you may have hope. Okay.
Thank you. I'm very grateful. I appreciate all the help.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you guys, we've heard directly from Kadijatu Bah. You know, I got to tell you, everybody, I mean, sincerely, everybody that I interview means something to me directly. And every time I interview somebody, I I get to know a little bit about them, and I get inspired. Nice to see you too, Don. Missed your face. And good night, Kim. Thanks for your comments and tuning in. I sincerely appreciate your support. Every single person in the kidney disease community, I want you to know that I've got so much love and respect for all of you. I do. And tonight, from how my special guest has answered my questions, and her personality, and how she's conducted herself, I can't help but be inspired to help her. And if you've been simply just as inspired as I have been inspired, please act on it. All right. If you know somebody who is healthy enough to be a living donor, share it to the person. And if you're not healthy enough, then at least click on the share button, get this information out there. And if you do have $5, $2, and you have money where you could send me a donation so that I can boost the views for this video, please do that. Again, I'll show you the information where you can send it. And again, this is not an obligation, but if you do feel like you'd like to do that, I can boost this, and I can make sure that this video gets more views and get this information out to more people. And if you do that, my Cash App is, of course, the $ JAB471. $1, $2, anything that may help, and I can boost this video. And again, if you can't, that's okay too. There's no obligation to donate to me. If you can't, then please just donate a share and click on the share button. And let's get this information out to the masses. All right. We can reach, we have the power. with social media, all right, to reach literally hundreds, thousands of people if we just comment, if we just click the share button, and if we just make sure that we do that, we'll continue to make sure this algorithm is bound to what we do. All right. Anyway, I appreciate your support, everyone. Thank you very much for watching tonight. Thanks, Joellen. Thanks for everyone who's commented and watched and given me support tonight. I appreciate everybody. Thank you again. I'm going to find that outro, and peace and blessings to everyone. May everybody continue to have a very, very good 2022. Be safe out there. All right. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.
Thank you again for watching. Peace.